I want to stress again, it was when we were at Click Nation and we were being very successful. It was one of those weird things of why are we being acquired now, because we are successful. We're doing good, but I think it's one of the best things because you guys, the BioWare has brought such a experience of process and going through a methodology that we at Click Nation, because we're a startup and developing, you brought that seniority and such a good blend of just experience and talent on both sides. I think it was a really good fit. Every month that goes by, I'm more and more happy that this is the situation that the games have all gone into.
Well, I'd like to add to that list IP.
Oh yes, just the open book that just comes out.
Yeah. So the IP that we're working on, well, to give you a little more backstory, I know Ryan's already kind of given a rundown of what's happened here with BioWare and Click Nation and all that. When I was working on Dragon Age, I was out at the Redwood Shores office, which is the main EA office. When that started to wind down, I was offered this position here at Click Nation, which is the Click Nation headquarters, which is now obviously BioWare Social, out here in Sacramento. And so I ended up moving out. And the reason I moved out here was because I saw the potential. I came out here, got to talk to the people who would be working on it, and it's exciting. There's the IP. They basically, we've been given this IP. We've been given a very almost blank slate to work with as far as the IP goes. And we're told to make a great game, and that's like having that kind of almost freedom. It's not total freedom. Obviously, we have to stick to the IP. We're making a social game,
but just having not just BioWare but EA's whole IP playbook available for propositioning and project management.
Right. Actually, what was kind of fun was when I started, or right before they brought open this position. We did I guess the Click Nation guys did a pitch of like, here's a whole bunch of BioWare and EA IPs that we could be building social games off of, and the one that we ended up picking, obviously, it just stood out above the rest of them, and those were some great pitches.
Yeah, I was on the team. We were locked in an office basically for a week, 2 weeks, and I think Ray handed us 12 IPs. And we said, okay, write a design document for each one. Go.
What a wonderful position to be in.
Yeah. There was it was just so much creative energy in that room. Like, it was exhausting. Like, every day, maybe we were only working for maybe only 9 hours that day, as opposed to like the 15 or 18 hours we did other days. But yeah, just after one day, it's like you need a vacation because you just feel so drained. But it was really awesome to be able to have these IPs that we grew up with and making a game.
And not only that, this is just what's coming down the pipe, just looking towards the future of what BioWare Social has to offer to
what we can do in the future beyond that.
I'm just excited beyond all belief. So
12 IPs? I only saw 7 of them.
Not all of them made it. Not all of them made it.
We're probably saving you time on some of them.
Yeah. No, the one that we picked is, I think it's probably our best bet. It really is a good fit for the platform. Of course we're making a social game. That's we are BioWare Social, so we'll have a lot of social aspects. But I have made sure to draw a line in the sand. In this game, we are aiming to not ever sell competitive advantage.
Okay, that's a big diversion from normal, but that is still there's a lot there for those people.
It's a hard line in the sand to stick to. There have been plenty of really interesting, compelling ideas that I've had to say no to and I've had to shoot down because they crossed that line. But we're looking at League of Legends, Team Fortress 2, and there are a lot of other games that are out there that follow this very strict line of not selling competitive advantage. And I think that's going to be key to making this game epic.
And I'm sure all this is going to come together when this finally does get released out to the public. I think a lot of these design notes and guidances are going to make a lot more sense.
Obviously, I have to be somewhat vague because I can't tell you what IP we're working on, and I can't tell you what we're doing with it. But yeah, it's definitely exciting. There's a lot of passion in the team. We've got
And it's a fully mixed team at this point. I mean, we've even pulled people from EA that weren't even in BioWare at this point. Yeah. It's a real blend.
We're at full production mode at this point, and there's a lot of passion up there. You can feel it when you step into the office space, like the excitement that people have for what they're working on. It's a monumental task. It's a complex game that we're trying to make, but fortunately, we have the time and the resources to swing real hard and aim for the fences.
It doesn't look like a Facebook game.
It doesn't look like a Facebook game.
It doesn't.
It looks like a 360 game, honestly. Like a 360.
I don't know if I'd go 360.
Let's just say it's gonna be. Let's just say it's gonna have some wow factor to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not wow.
Not World of Warcraft.
No.
As in pizzazz.
Yeah.
Pizzazz.
It's gonna have some moxie.
Moxie is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, awesome.
We're pretty excited.
Thanks, Paul. I do also want to just say how amazing not only the blend of talent and intensity is with our team. I get to straddle between the Dragon Age Legends players and moderators, as well as the Age of Champions, Superhero City, Six Gun Galaxy, all the Click Nation, and I get to see all the players on both sides. And I think the player base, there's so much blend of these people as well. Everyone's so passionate about their games. I just love seeing and interacting with that. That's the recharge part. That's why I really know we're in a good space, because I really see a lot of crossover between there. The loyalty, obviously, to the company and people holding on, knowing that we have even more good things to come from stuff that they already have fallen in love with.
That's the social of BioWare Social, right?
And just wanted to throw that one out there. And finally, in our current, since Jason is not here yet, he'll tag on the end. In Studio, we call it Studio A. Age of Champions developer Matt Pyers. So Matt, Age of Champions, you have a bunch of new friends coming over from Dragon Age Legends and Age of Immortals these days. How are things?
They're great. We've been seeing a lot of players coming over, more than I expected, which makes me really, really happy.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I can't pick them out if they're on the forums or not yet, but
I've only seen a couple posts into support tickets, but they're slowly weeding in. Legend is currently saying that the Dragon Age Legends players are building their own guild at this point. So
nice.
I like to hear that. I hope that they can go in and give some contribution to our guilds and
take down some of those other guilds.
Exactly. Show those Age of Champion Thranians how it's done from Dragon Age Legends.
That's right.
So that's awesome. So your game is being in development. What current or past features or anything you want to comment on that has recently come through, or stuff that you want to forecast, a little tidbits to our players?
Well, the little event that we had a couple weeks ago with the tug of war, where Mr. Lucifer's daddy challenged Sparks to a little challenge.
How did that go over?
That went over very well.
You.
Oh yeah, well for me and everybody on my side. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't expect such a annihilation.
Yeah, it was definitely an outpouring.
Yeah. So we got together and we're actually gonna run with that. We're gonna have a huge in-game event, and it's gonna lead to this brand new area starting next month in June, I want to say. Okay. So it's gonna be it's huge area. I think it's let's see here. It's like 5 times bigger than Thrain.
Whoa.
So it's kind of this open area for players to explore, and we're going to have a lot of cool stuff in there.
I just read today there was a thread on suggestions for new content in Age of Champions, and it's so weird because every time I get these feedback suggestions, 90% of them is we're in the process or it's in the pipe of being done. But I'm glad. It's always glad to know that we're doing exactly what you guys are wanting us to do.
It's actually pretty funny. We had that experience on Dragon Age as well. It's very frequent where the players are they're absolutely in line with the developers, and we're just thinking along the same lines. And a lot of times we'll get a suggestion I was just implementing that. Like a week ago, and
they steal our Steam because they'll put it out 2-3 weeks before the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a on Cinco de Mayo we're gonna do a consumable release. And it's gonna be a sombrero. I mean, it's pretty typical.
Standard. Yeah.
Standard. But the day it was supposed to go live, somebody's like, "You should put out a sombrero consumable," and I'm like, That's what I just did.
Well, I think a lot of
Thanks a
people
lot.
forget is that we're gamers ourselves.
Right.
Yes.
We are first and foremost gamers.
Absolutely.
I mean, when we go home, we don't just not game because we worked on a game. No, we go home and we game.
We continue.
Sometimes we don't go home and we game.
Sometimes we stay here and we just game. That's all we do.
We do have game nights.
Yes.
Every Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
We should do a contest where we let people come into our game nights.
Well, I know a couple SAC and AOC players. I'm still hunting for some Dragon Age Legends. Any Dragon Age Legends players out there in Northern California, give me a contact.
Sacramento area.
Let me know.
916 holler.
So awesome.
Anyway, going back to the exploration part. So this whole open area, it's to hunt down my Sparks' staff because it got lost.
Oh, that Lucifer's daddy. He's a dirty fighter. He's a dirty fighter.
And then coming up, we have the continuation of the main storyline. So this whole exploration thing. It's kind of a side thing. But coming up, we're going to have a continuation with the main story. Hopefully not wait almost a year again for the next book. And what's really exciting is we have a new writer coming on. So, yeah, excited to hear
that writer, actually, if anybody did want to sample, I believe he did the write-up for the Superhero City Brawls. For the intro.
He did the
League
Duels.
Duels.
The Foundry?
The League Duels, and he wrote the Foundry.
Yeah, the story for League Duels 2,
That's what.
League Wars, and the whole set of Foundry missions, including what's currently released this week.
Awesome. Well, anybody else have any other forwards
one more
coming?
Shout out, one more thing.
Absolutely.
June is Superhero City's 3rd birthday.
Yes, yay,
Yay,
hooray.
clappers. June 15th is the actual day, but all month long there's going to be a lot of celebrating, lots of great free stuff, maybe some new things coming out, new features. Keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be a busy month.
We do this, it's weird how we do this to ourselves, where we're as excited as our players for getting these things out like this.
Absolutely.
I just really like cake. I like games and cake.
Hint.
Let's,
Send cake to...
Don't do that.
I'm in a weight loss
That's
challenge right
danger
now.
right there. I do want to do one other shout out. We are doing this podcast from the Sacramento office. So there's no representation from the EA Redwood Shores office in this particular podcast, but hopefully we'll be able to do that in the future at some point.
Skype.
There could do that, or we could, maybe.
Been there.
It's not like we don't live an hour and a half away.
Yeah. It's not all that.
I've never been there.
Scary.
The mothership.
I don't think it exists.
But yeah, they've got their projects over there that they're working on too, so I'm sure they'd love to chime in at some point and talk about their super secret stuff. So.
Oh, the super secret stuff. All right, well...
Can I give one more
Sure.
shout out?
There you go.
Something big feature. Okay, so we just had one big feature with the sliders in Age of Champions, where players can mix and match their stats and how
their units.
How things are allocated. My next big feature that Jumbo and I really, really want to work on is socketable champion items.
Whoa, big. Think about that.
Yeah.
Soak that in. Customizable items.
But okay, so we already have socketable items in there, but that's kind of
expanding on it.
It's definitely expanding on it. So in this, it's going to be a lot like other games that have socketable items. So think of games like that in Age of Champions.
So Meagan, on that note, what would be your wish list item coming down the pipe?
I'd like it to be easier to give free rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that, I know people are like, really, don't you supposed to make money? Yes, we are supposed to make money.
I would ask you the same question.
Oh, I can
Paul,
answer it.
But
I can answer it.
Okay.
You're like,
I am looking forward to closed beta.
Yes.
So are we.
Yeah.
Rapidly approaching.
It is rapidly approaching. So you guys that are
in the know,
they're Dal fans or whatever, make sure that
Ryan is communicating. You can
yes,
get
that Ryan knows who you are, so that we
intentions.
can maybe
track you.
Yeah, and get you into that closed beta once it happens.
Hey Ryan, can I get into the closed beta?
Matt, you are banned from the closed beta.
Can I?
Yes.
Meagan Sevier, you are allowed in the closed beta.
Why
In your face, Dev Matt.
She's Khaleesi, you're
in
just
your
Sparks.
Just Sparks?
You
don't
have
think World
it.
Raids I've soloed?
You've got to work.
Sparks.
So you won't have time.
Oh, she doesn't.
Sparks, if you had your...
No, I don't work. I just have cake.
If I get my staff back,
yes,
okay,
yes.
you hear that? Please find my staff.
Then you can make the closed beta for the next BioWare Social game.
There you go.
All right. With that, thank you for listening to BioWare Social's first podcast monthly. This should be airing in June, and look for our next one in July. Thank you all very much. I'm going to be tagging on Jason Weigel at the end, so listen further if you want to hear more about Superhero City. Thanks all.
Peace.
Bye.